So B-SLIM, Bilash's success-guided language instructional model, was designed to serve many purposes. Let me begin with an overview of the key components. We'll begin here with the white part of this replica, and the white part represents the teacher's experience, because the teacher begins teaching always from his or her own experience. To be a little bit more precise, that experience consists of the teacher's education, the teacher's language competency, the teacher's values, the teacher's travel and cultural experiences, the professional development opportunities that the teacher has experienced, whether that's through courses, workshops, seminars, conferences, working on committees. And of course, from all of this, the ongoing reflection of a teacher. So their ongoing insights and reflections help to continually shape how they plan a lesson, a unit, a year. The second key part of B-SLIM is in the orange section, and it represents the planning and preparation that is involved in all instruction in a second language. So planning means thinking about the sequence of events and the pacing at which you are going to instruct a lesson. And there are many more words associated with planning and preparation, which we'll look at in the next section. Preparation is the time that is involved in preparing the materials needed for a lesson. A more experienced teacher will take less time planning and may in fact plan very much on their way home from work. But preparation time cannot really be cut back as much. It will still take time to find the resources, to perhaps cut and paste them or store them. And of course, without those resources, it is more difficult to have interactive classes, particularly for beginner learners. The third part of B-SLIM we find in yellow. And when we're thinking about it from a teacher perspective, we recognize that this is the phase of giving it. This is the phase that requires the teacher to be modeling what he or she is teaching for the second language student, or giving it in some other way. So teacher modeling is one form of giving it. Another form might also be watching a video clip, listening to an audio clip, bringing in a guest speaker. All of those are examples for the students, and so it's still giving something new to the student. Another way of looking at this phase could be through comprehensible input. Comprehensible input is akin to one of Krashen's hypotheses, the comprehensible input hypothesis, but it is a little bit different. In this case, it does not refer just to the level of language that one should speak, but rather at making sure that you make what you give comprehensible to the learner. And making that comprehensible involves the rate of speech, the use of gestures, the use of visuals, or other cues. In short, the giving it stage is about choosing both what to teach and how to teach, or how to present what you're going to teach. The next phase of the B-SLIM model is actually found in blue. And I've divided this into two parts. The first part of the model is called getting it, meaning that soon after you have given your students something new, they need to have an opportunity to get it, to understand, to remember what it is that you have taught them. And often that getting it is going to focus on the learning of the language itself. After they have had a chance to get it, we want to graduate to the using it phase. And in this case, the learners are functioning from their memories with in a little bit more sophisticated contexts. So they are learning through language, maybe doing a task or a problem solving, instead of just learning the language. Another way to look at this phase, or these phases, is through two other significant words. The first would be intake, where the learner, from a psychological perspective, is taking in new information. And often the using it activity comes later in a lesson or the next day. And in that case, they are uptaking what was hopefully in their memories. There is, of course, a transition time between these two phases, particularly when you go from one lesson to another lesson. And so we'll think about that transition time through a whole series of synonyms. Some people might call it a review, or a practice, or a warm-up, a refresher, or recycling. The next part of B-Slim is in bright pink because we want to reach our goal. And we want to be able to prove that we have reached the goal. So this phase is called the proving it phase. In the proving it phase, we look at what we have given, what the learners have had a chance to get and to use in more and more sophisticated ways, to becoming more independent and proving that they have that language ability. All the time, we are concerned with assessment. And the assessment means that we're interested in learning or observing two things. Focusing on the learning that is taking place and ensuring that the learner is able to have to learn, has the skills or the strategies to be making good use of that learning time. And then, as we reach the proving it stage, we're more interested in what was learned. Did they, in fact, learn what was intended? It's very important that we remember that we are always assessing. And so even though this model appears linear, it is not linear. It is recursive. So we are, in fact, assessing during the giving it stage, assessing during the intake stage, and the uptake or using it stage. We are also assessing. And, of course, we are assessing during the proving it stage. Finally, we have evaluation. And evaluation will vary from country to country, province to province, and even school to school. Evaluation usually represents the summative nature of learning. And it may be an examination that culminates a semester or a grade, or a high-stakes examination for entrance into another field of study. So this overview of B-Slim should help you see all of the things that teachers have to be thinking about as they are planning for successful lessons.